Now the speed, I want the speed. So today, obviously, accuracy will matter, but as we are growing, as we are moving towards CAT examination, the speed is also very important. In a group of people, 35% of the members are young and the rest are old. If 60% of the members are literates and 25% of the literates are young, then the percentage of old people among the illiterates is nearest to how much? Hello, Chandu. Good to know that you wait for the sessions that I'm taking. Again, I must mention that accuracy with speed will matter in this last 1 month of your preparation. All right, Sairam, very good. Okay, so let's start solving this and let's understand what should be the most efficient way of solving this question. Okay, now obviously in the question we'll start by assuming the number of people, the total number of people in the group. Now you can assume it as 100, you can assume it as 1000, you can assume it as a variable. Now, generally we are confused between whether we should be assuming this number as a variable or a constant. Now you can read the question. It will hardly take 10 seconds. Then after that, you will realize that everything in the question is given in terms of percentages. Nothing is given in terms of absolute value. Okay. And the question is also asked in terms of percentages. So that is an indication that you can start by assuming whatever you want to assume. You can assume it as 100. Okay. So there is no need to take any variable. You can start by assuming a value as 100. Right. So let's say there are a total of 100 people. Now 35% of the members are young. So young is 35. So old, the rest are old. So old will be 65 if the total number of people is 100. Now if 60 members are literates, so literates are 60. Now this is a separate division. So if literates are 60, illiterates will be remaining, that is 40. Okay. Now this statement is very important. 25% of the literates. Now among all the literates, among the 60 literates, 25% of them are young. So young literates will be 25% of 60, that is 15. So old literates will be 60 minus 15, that is 45. All right, clear? Now I will map the same thing for the young. So number of young literates is 15. So among the young, literates will be 15 and illiterates will be 35 minus 15, that is 20. Okay, all right. So the question is, chalo, old का भी bifurcation कर लेते हैं. So young illiterates are 20 from here. So out of 40, 20 are young. So old will also be 20. All right. So old illiterates, they are 20. So old literates, they will be 65 minus 20, that is 45. Right. Okay, so this is it in front of us. Now using this, whatever I have done here, using this, you will be able to solve every question in this case. So the percentage of old people among the literates, among the illiterates, what is the percentage of old people? So among the illiterates, number of illiterates is 40. What is the percentage of old people? Old are 20. So 20 is what percentage of 40 is what they have asked. So the correct answer will be 50 percentage. That is option C. All of you, like almost all of you, have given a correct answer. Kirti, Yash, Chandu, Sonali, Shubham, Sairam, Bhavna. I hope you have understood the mistake you have done. So you'll have to find out old people forms what percentage of total number of illiterates. So old illiterates is 20 out of 40. So the correct answer will be 50 percentage. Yes, Shubham. So Shubham, number of questions तो जितने मैंने PPT में रखे हैं, we can cover only those questions. Okay. So question number 2 on your screen. Karan invested rupees 12,000 at 8% simple interest, and exactly after 2 years, Arjun invested 9,000 at 12% simple interest. How many years after Karan's investment will their balances will be equal? Dhruvi, I'll not be able to go back. So this session will be available in the recorded format. So you can look at the recording. I'm really sorry, Dhruvi. Okay, so you are slightly late. So you can have a look at the question later on. All right, Kush. This is a Tita question. So Kush says the answer is 12 years. Astitwa says 18. So 12 and 18, two answers I have got. All right, that's it. Enough of time. Ram says 18. All right. So two students who are saying 18 as the answer, and one Kush says 12. Now, all of you, please drop your pens and listen to me. Okay, some important things. Now, in this session, obviously, in this session and in the upcoming sessions, I'll be telling you techniques, I'll be telling you ways, I'll be helping you with the ways, or I'll be suggesting you how to basically save your time. Okay. Now, in a question like this, if you will make equation like principal plus interest is equal to amount, then you will write simple interest as P into R into T divided by 100. It will waste a lot of time. Okay. So the only problem with some of us is we write each and everything as a part of rough work. Okay. So the difference between those who are writing everything and the difference between those who are trying to eliminate steps and who are trying to write a few things directly, the difference is maximum 1 minute, or like it will be 1 minute, right? So 1 minute you are taking extra, or 1 minute you are saving on any question. So there will be a big difference between the scores that you will achieve. Okay. So look at the way I'll be solving. Not just the final answer is important, the way we are solving these questions is also very important. Okay. So Karan started with 12,000, 8%. Exactly after 2 years, Arjun started with 9,000, 12% simple interest. Now, important is this part, what they are asking. How many years after Karan's investment? So let's say Karan invested the money for N years. And since Arjun started after 2 years, so the time period for Arjun will be N minus 2. Okay, both are simple interest. Now, what is equal at the end? I want their balances to be equal. The principal plus accumulated interest. That means I have to equate the amounts. Okay. So amount for Karan will be principal 12,000 plus the interest. Now what is the interest here? Now 8% on 12,000. So for 1 year, the interest will be 8% of 12,000, right? That is 960 rupees. 960 rupees for 1 year. So for n years, it will be 960 multiplied by n. Okay. 120 for 1%, 8% will be 120 multiplied by 8, that is 960. For n years, it will be 960n. All right, fine. Now talking about Arjun, the principal is 9,000 and the interest, so 12% of 9,000. So 1% is 90. So 12 percentage will be 12 into 908, 1080. Now this is for how many years? N minus 2 years. Now you can equate them and get the answer by simplifying this. Okay, तो अब जल्दी से simplify कर लेता हूँ. So 12,000, 9,000, 3,000, 2,160. So 5,160 is equal to 1,080 minus 960. That is 120 n. So the value of n is 5160 divided by 120. Okay. Now please simplify this. 516 divided by 12, that is 43. So the value of n is 43 years. And that should be the final answer. I'm surprised to see that only one student has given a correct answer for such an easy question. So those who are complaining that these questions are easy, please do not complain. Okay. So most of you have given answers as 18 years, 25 years, 12 years, but the correct answer is given by Yash, that is 43 years. So the correct answer here is 43. All right. Okay. I hope all of you are checking your mistakes. Okay. Chaliye, let's move on towards the third question quickly. So the third question, Shubham, you have not given the answer. We're requesting to move on a little faster. So please, you should be among the first few students to write the answer. Quickly. Again, this is a question of not more than 1 minute. I will start with the explanation as soon as I get the first answer. Not first correct answer, but first answer as soon as I'll start with the explanation. All right. So Aditya has given an answer. Enough of time. Now Hari spent 600 rupees on tea in the month of May, and I don't know how much he spent on coffee, so I'll assume it as X. I believe this is what we have to calculate. Okay. Now, whatever he has spent in the month of May, he bought the same amount of tea, but spent 200 more due to the price increase. Okay. So the quantity is same. So the money that he's paying will increase or decrease, and it will be based on the price of tea or coffee. Okay. Now the increase in the price of tea is 20 percentage. So for tea, he must have paid 20% extra. So 20 percentage of 600, that is 120. I will not frame the equation for the final money that he has spent. I am making a relation in which I'll be equating the increase in the prices or increase in the money spent by him. So the price of tea increased by 20 percentage. So he must have spent 20 percentage more on tea. 20 percentage of 600 is 120. Similarly, the price of coffee increased by 25 percentage. So he must have spent 25 percentage of X more on coffee, I could have written x by 4. Now the sum of these two is equal to 200 as per the question. Okay, so we can find out the value of x. So x by 4 is equal to uh, 80, and the value of x will be equal to 320. Now you people are lucky that 320 is not among the options. I should have kept 320 among the options. Okay, so the question is, how much did he spend on coffee in the month of June? So coffee in the month of June. So the value of x is 320, coffee in the month of May. Increase it by 25 percentage and you will get the answer. 25% से increase कर दो. So 320 plus 1/4 of 320, it will be equal to 400. So the correct answer is option B, that is 400. 400, all of you have given the same answer. The only problem here is only 5 students have given the answer. I was expecting it from at least 20 students. Okay, chaliye, whatever it is. Third question, it is answer is 400. Let's move on to fourth question. Now for fourth question, I will give you 30 seconds. So take 15 seconds to read the question, 30 seconds to give me the answer, total of 45 seconds starting now. I will not read the question for you. All right, great. So people have given answer in less than the amount of time that I have given them. Now those who are preparing for CAT, I can expect this answer in less than 20 seconds from those students. Now, A and B are 2 points. Krishna runs from A to B while Kabir runs from B to A. After crossing each other, this line is very important. After crossing each other, Krishna and Kabir reach their destinations in 4 minutes and 9 minutes respectively. Alright? If they start at the same time, then the ratio of Krishna's speed to Kabir's speed. So you can say that here, if two people started from opposite sides and after crossing each other, the first person takes ta time and the second person takes tb time after crossing to reach the destination. Then the ratio of their speeds, speed of A upon speed of B, is equal to the square root of inverse the ratio of the time taken after crossing each other. I'm sorry. So SA upon SB will be equal to square root of TB upon TA. Okay. So Krishna has taken how many minutes? 4 minutes. So it will go in denominator. And Kabir has taken 9 minutes. So the answer should be square root of 9 by 4. So it should be 3 divided by 2 or 3 is to 2. That is option B. Okay. So this is a direct relation that must like all of you must have seen in time speed distance. That is why you are quick to answer this question. So question number 4, the correct answer is option B, 3 is to 2. Let's move on to question number 5. Now this one might take some time. Okay, अच्छा एक छोटा सा करेक्शन कर लो, टॉयज को काट के बुक्स कर लो. Any answer for this one? Okay, so I am getting the answers now. So Kush says option B, and Sairam Omkar says option. No, Kush says option C, and the other two are saying option B. Okay, shall we start? Fine. I don't know what method you have used. Okay, but you'll be surprised to know that I don't know if you have done use that or not. You'll be surprised to know that this number 12,600 is actually not required in discussion. Okay, let's check it out. Now, Sunil buy 12 books and labels means mark price, labels each of them with the same selling price. So there are 12 books, and let's say mark price of one book is 100x. I'm starting it by x. Okay, so mark price of one book is 100x. So mark price of each of these 12 books is 100x respectively, each hareka. Okay, now he sells 8 books initially at 25% discount. So selling price of these 8 books will be 8 multiplied by each of the books is sold at 25% discount. So mark price is 100x. After discount of 25 percentage, it will be 75x. So 8 books are sold at a price of 75x each. So 8 multiplied by 75 is 600. So the money that he received on these 8 books is 600x. The remaining 4 books are sold at an additional discount of 20%. So the remaining 4 books, selling price for them will be 4 multiplied by what will be the selling price of each of these books. So additional 20% discount on 75x. So 75x already आ गया था value. उस पे 20% discount देंगे, so it will get 60x. So this will be 240x, the selling price of the remaining 4 books. So the total selling price is equal to 600 plus 240, that is 840x, right? Now, the question says that does he gets a total of rupees 12,600? So you will equate it to 12,600, right? Equate 840x with 12,600 and will get the value of x and proceed. Not required at all. Now, selling price is 840x at a profit of 5%. So combining these two, I can say that the cost price will be 840x divided by 1.05, and that will give you 800x. So the cost price is 800x. Okay, so the cost price of these 12 books, the total cost price of these 12 books is 800x. Now if we will sell at 0% discount, that means if I will sell each of the books at the market price, so what will be the selling price for these 12 books? Market price of each book is 100x. So selling price of these books will be 12 multiplied by 100x. That is 1200x. Okay. So cost price of 800x, selling price of 1200x. You can find out the profit percentage. Okay. So the profit percentage here is 50%. Right. So I have saved a little bit of time by not calculating the value of x because it was not required in this question. Okay, I don't know how many of you have done the same thing or how many of you have wasted your time in calculating the value of x. Okay, but these things can be taken care of in actual examination. So the correct answer here is 50%. And let's move on and look at the next question. Now, very simple, a very basic question of time, speed, distance on the concept of linear races. Yes, any answers? ओके, चलिए देखते हैं. So there are three people. ये तो बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है, 30-40 सेकेंड्स में आंसर आ जाना चाहिए. A beats B by 50 kilometers, B beats C by 60 kilometers, and A beats C by 100 kilometers. And we'll have to find out the length of the racetrack. So if I'll assume the length of the racetrack as X kilometers, so when A finishes the race, when A covers X kilometers, A beats B by 50 kilometers. That means B has traveled 50 kilometers less than A. Similarly, car B beats C by 60 kilometers. So when B finishes the race, when B covers X, C covers X minus 60. And finally, A beats C by 100. So when A has covered X kilometers, C will cover X minus 100. Okay. Now the simple way is just equate the ratio of the distances traveled by B and C. That will be the ratio of the speeds. So x minus 50 upon x equals x minus 100 upon x minus 60. Okay. And you can get the value of x one way by cross multiplying, forming a quadratic. Actually, you will realize that there will not be a quadratic, but it will be a linear equation. So beneficial is to do cross multiplication and get the value of x. It will be very easy. Otherwise, you can use options. You can treat these options, substitute, and will match which of the options will satisfy. Okay. So what is the answer that we are getting in this one? So x square to cancel ho jayega. Minus 110x plus 3000 is equal to minus 100x. So it will be x is equal to 300. So I am getting the value of x as 300. That is the length of the racetrack. And so does most of you. Sriharsha, Shubham, Ram, Sonali, Omkar, and Astitwa. All of you are getting the same answer. The answer as option B, 600 kilometers. Sorry, 300 kilometers. Let's move on and look at the next one, question number 7. Question number 7, concept of circular races. Han, as I can see your scores, you're struggling big time in verbal and especially in LRDI. So for the next 15 days, you must increase your practice for LRDI. Your score in quant is absolutely fine. Okay. So like your performance in quants shows that you must cross 125 in total. If you're managing 50 plus in quant, so you should be able to get 120, 125 as your total score. Okay, so make sure that you are practicing like at least 8 to 10 sets on daily basis for the next 15 days, and also increase your practice for reading comprehension. Reading comprehension being the backbone of first section. So increase your practice for LRDI and reading comprehension, these two things. Okay. All right. Any answer for this one? No answers. Surprising. चलिए solve करते हैं. Now the question is, how much distance in kilometers will Praveen have run when Kiran and Naveen meet for the first time at the starting point? So Kiran and Naveen को पहली बार starting point पे मिलवाना है. Kiran and Naveen, the first two people, at the speeds of 30 and 20. Now, looking at the speeds of Kiran and Naveen, I can say that the ratio of their speeds is 3 is to 2. Okay. The difference between these numbers is 1. So I can say that if they are moving in the same direction, there will be one distinct point on the racetrack at which Kiran and Naveen will meet. And that distinct point, that one point will be the starting point always. So whenever Kiran and Naveen will meet, they will always meet at the starting point. I'll repeat this. So Kiran and Naveen are moving in same direction. This is given. So look at the ratio of the speeds. The simplest ratio of the speeds is 3 is to 2. Okay. Now if they are moving in same direction, calculate the difference of 3 and 2, which is 1. So there will be one point on the racetrack at which will be at which they will meet. If there is only one point, then it has to be the starting point, right? So Kiran or Naveen को पहली बार मिलवा दो. So whenever they will meet at the starting point. Now the length of the racetrack is 6 kilometers. So the time after which Kiran and Naveen will be the time when the gap between them will be exactly equal to the length of the racetrack. So distance between them is 6 divided by the relative speed, that is 10. So 6 upon 10, that is after 0.6 hours, Kiran and Naveen will meet for the first time. Okay, simple as that. Now the question is, how much distance in kilometers will Praveen have run when Kiran and Naveen met for the first time? So Kiran and Naveen met for the first time after 0.6 hours. In this time, Praveen has traveled. So the speed of Praveen is 16 multiplied by the time, that is 0.6. So 16 into 6, that is 96. So 9.6 kilometers will be the distance traveled by Praveen at this moment. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be 9.6. Now, actually, this question is like, if you know the concept that I have just told you, this question is not more than 45 seconds. Okay, now you must be laughing that for every question I'm saying the same thing. It's not more than 45 seconds, so it's for me. But the same thing I want to happen for you guys. These are not very difficult concepts of quant, so you also must be having these concepts on your tips. Okay, चलिए next question पे चलते हैं. Next question, question number 8. Again, a question of time and work. Very simple question. Come on quickly. Right. So Ram has given an answer. Saran has also given an answer. Sai Ram. चलिए देखिए जल्दी से. Now let's say this is the total work and to be finished in 150 days. So first of all, how many men did he employ? He employed 120 men. After 50 days, so the time is 50, he realized that 1.25 kilometers of road or fencing has been made. So the amount of work done is 1.25. So 120 men in 50 days have finished 1.25 of the work. Okay. So the remaining 3.75 of the work will be done by X men in the remaining number of days. So how much time is remaining? 50 days are already gone. Total number of days in which the work should have been finished is 150 days. So these X men will finish the remaining 3.75 of the work in 100 days. Okay. So you can say that the ratio of or you can say that men are directly proportional to work, and they are also directly proportional to, sorry, the number of days is also directly proportional to the work. So you can equate this ratio like this. If you know the equation, m1 into d1, or men into number of days, is equal to the work, m1 upon m2 multiplied by d1 upon d2 is equal to w1 upon w2, right? So now from here you can do cross multiplication and get the value of x. So it will be, and यहाँ पे this will be 5, and this will be 12, 13, 14, 15. So 3, 1 by 3. So the value of x will be 60 multiplied by 3, that is 180. So a total of 180 men will finish the remaining work in 100 days. The question is, how many additional men, how many additional people would he need to employ in order to finish the work? So originally there were 120 people. Now for the remaining part, 180 people are required. That means additionally 60 people will be added. Okay, so 60 more people will be added and the work will be finished on time. The correct answer being option C. All right. So option C, yes, it is application. All right. So we'll see you again the next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Thank you very much.